Dr. Frank Sandstrom is a consummate professional. He brings his enthusiasm for aviation and aviation history to life in his revealing cruise talks. On those long days at sea, Frank fosters a loyal following and never fails to provide a well-researched, informative, and entertaining talk. Many cruisers don't ever want to miss one of Frank's enlightening talks. Frank's aviation-related topics include Amelia Earhart, Driven to Excel, the Battle of Britain, Bush Pilot, Lone Hero of the Air, Soviet Union in the Cold War, Charles Lindbergh, Multifaceted Aviator, Strategic Air Command, Korea, People's Army Air Force, Second Attack on Pearl Harbor, Wright Brothers II, the later years, Restoration of Vintage Aircraft, and many more.
Early in my flight training. And what was the advice that was imparted? First, if a crash were imminent, you should aim between the trees. Secondly, this would tear off the wings and then tear off the empennage or the tail section, all the while slowing down the aircraft so that hopefully whoever was in the cockpit could get away with minimum damage. In a very short time, many of their outstanding feats were reported in the newspapers. They drove themselves and their aircraft to new limits. Each of these men became bigger than life. They were local as well as national heroes. When one went down in a crash, the manhunt to find him was all-encompassing. Where did bush flying first find its roots? And that was Canada. In 1919, after World War I ended, Elwood Wilson worked as a forest ranger for Laurentide Company in Quebec. He reasoned that an aircraft would be an excellent platform from which to look for forest fires. He would also be able to map areas of new tree growth from the aircraft. When he learned that the United States planned to donate 12 planes to Canada, Wilson requested several to be used by his company. And these planes were the Curtiss HS-2L. This was war surplus aircraft that had been used for patrolling the coastline. Its Liberty 360 horsepower engine, 12-cylinder water-cooled engine, pushed the plane through the air. You can see the engine aiming toward the back as a pusher. This aircraft was built about 1918. It carried a crew of 2 to 3, was 39 feet long, and it had a wingspan of 74 feet. This flew 82 miles an hour, and it had a range of 517 miles, and you can see the ceiling. It wasn't very high. And that brings us to the end of the Bush Pilot. Thank you so much for taking your time to join me today. Have a wonderful day.
Dr. Frank Sandstrom will certainly offer your cruisers an enthusiastic, informative, well-researched, and fun narrative about aviation stars, a topic almost everyone is interested in. He is a tailor-made addition to any cruise experience.